Okay, this is quiz 4.1 on deconstructing the media. If this sounds anything familiar, it's because it kind of is. We talked about a little bit of this when we went into world history and talked about like the lunchroom situation where you have to figure out who is saying what, why are they saying it, do other people agree, the historical thinking skills. It's kind of the same thing with deconstructing the media. So let's begin first off by defining what is the media. Okay. If you ever listen online, you'll hear a lot of people talk about the media says this and the media says that. But what is the media, right? What is the mass media? Mass media is just talking about multiple formats of communication. So television, radio, podcasts, videos on Facebook, any social media platform can be media because it's social media, right? It's media. So basically anything electronic that tells you things. Okay. That's pretty much it. And when we talk about mass media in general, that's talking about all of them. Okay. So if you say the media is saying this, you're saying one or a small particular group of the media is telling you this, but the mass media means that like a lot of them are telling you this. So newspapers, film, magazines, internet. So all that stuff is mass media. I want to show you guys a little bit of the history of media. This is on Apex. So just in case you weren't able to view it, here's your chance right now. So here we go.
The history of communications can be thought of in three phases. First came an oral phase, when information was passed primarily by word of mouth. Stories shared verbally influenced what people knew and believed about the world and the people in it. This was followed by a written phase, with the inventions of writing and then the printing press. Printing brings ideas to a much wider audience. Everyone with access to printing significantly influenced the Western worldview. The third and current phase is based on images in addition to words. This began with the invention of photography in the mid-1800s. For over 100 years, images have been the main medium of communication. The images have grown steadily better and more widespread through inventions such as movies, television, computers, and the internet.
Okay. So when it talks about like, those different things are mass media, what they're about. There's two groups of people who have thinkings of the mass media. So group number one, they think the mass media is shaped by people. Okay, so people define what the media is. A company who owns a newspaper shop, they will define what their media is going to be about. Okay, we define the media. If the media is bad and telling us wrong thing, that's because people are telling us bad things. In general, like the general population. And then the second group is where a few corporations are really just the stronghold of shaping the media. This is where there's less people who think in the second camp for sure. But basically they believe that, there's a few powerful groups of people or a few powerful businesses who control what is in the media. They share their stories with lots of other smaller news medias or other mass medias, smaller magazines, smaller papers, and then they distribute it out as well. So basically camp one is media is controlled by the people. Camp two is media is controlled by a few large corporations. Okay. One huge thing that you guys need to know about the media is there's so much persuasion all the time. Persuasion. They want to get you to do things. They want to get you to think things. They want you to get you to believe things. So that's basically usually in the form of advertisements. Okay, so here we go. We see this kid watching TV, and there's all these different things that he could be watching, right? They are influencing him, trying to get him to buy this stuff, trying to get his parents to buy this stuff, right? So advertisements are hugely the by far the most effective way to convince someone to do something is advertisements. When you have an advertisement, the company, they have to focus on a few things. They have to think of marketing, or basically who this product is going to be towards, or that's the target audience. Sorry. Marketing is how you get, you sell your product, how you get people to buy it. Okay. With the convincing and the advertisements and the deals and the pictures and the colors. And then they have to, this is where it kind of gets scary, is they have, there's many companies who they will try to find out their target audience, or basically the main audience that will purchase their product, and they will gear towards them. This has been used in good things, like there are some things that old people need that younger people just don't need, right? So obviously target your audience to those who are older, right? Makes sense. It's been used in horrible ways in that people know that if you get young people to do something, their minds are more moldable and they're more convinced than older people. So if you get the younger people to, start doing something, they'll do it their whole lives, and you'll be able to convince a lot more younger people than older people. So like with cigarettes, they used to target their advertisements specifically to young kids, which today now that is illegal because we know how horrible that is. You should not target young kids with smoking, but they still kind of tried to with like this, stay young kind of thing. Another thing that you guys need to know about media is it talked about pictures, right? Images is the main source of media right now. That's how we get information. We get it through pictures, okay? Some words, but mostly pictures. They are super important. By looking at a picture, it's kind of like a narrative. It tells you a story. You can see something happening. If you look at a picture, you can see what's going on. That picture I showed you with the kid in front of the TV, you can see what's happening. It's, Saturday morning cartoons. This is the typical things that he sees on his TV and throughout his shows that he's watching. You can get a little bit of information of a story. And that story just helps us visualize, and we go, oh yeah, I can see myself in this situation. And then it makes us as a consumer more willing to buy when we can picture a story in our heads, because we can visualize ourselves in that position doing that cool thing or eating that tasty thing that they're trying to sell you. Last point of this video, most important part, and this is the part that mostly aligns with our historical thinking skills, is media literacy. This is when you see something happening in the mass media, you have to find and interpret what is the message. What are they telling me? What is the message? Why are they telling me this? Are they trying to convince me something? What are they telling me? Okay. And then deconstructing that message, which is basically your sourcing and your context. Who was saying this? Why are they saying this? Do other people agree? Do other people agree? Corroboration, right? What's been going on before this? That's context. So those questions are used in, breaking it down and deconstructing the main meaning of whatever is happening. And that's how those are the skills that you use when you see something to really understand what is really going on, rather than just believing what you are told. So that's it for that quiz. Very short. That's it.